see, this is sketch. Let's go and do our deliveries. We're gonna work around. I'm gonna get rid of all these markers. We're gonna go here first, and then we'll go up to this guy. Preferably by working around this thing. Gonna use whoever's ladder this is. And then we're gonna have to cross a bigger, like, chasm, it looks like. And then we'll go from here to this guy, in theory. There's another paver. Is the other paver, like, further down this road, I guess? I guess so, hey? So to access those, you'd have to be really careful, but it's probably worth doing. A, because other players benefit, and B, because once we get vehicles, we'll be cruising. Box of Kittens, thanks for the 5 months. You're my favorite. I have a shrine, and I try to dress like you and got your glasses. Well, that's not weird. Well, that's great. Hey, Richie, what's up, man? Oh, I see. Yeah, you're right. Auto paver. So they're specific to the routes. Was that one only added after we started this one? Holy, that one's expensive. Okay, well. Probably not currently relevant, but what did you think of Greedfall? It's a Witcher-like game. Dude, I loved Greedfall. A lot of people did not like Greedfall, but I did. By the way, like, during this time where we're traversing and it's, like, super chill, this is when, like, feel free to ask whatever you want. Okay, well, that ladder is good. Could be better. Thank you. Will the road deteriorate over time? So my understanding is that everything actually deteriorates over time. All of your structures, you can invest more to make them more timefall resistant, as far as I understand. How many cold brews did you have today? I'm working on my first one. I can only have one. I have a bit of a ritual with my cold brews. So Ram and I, we go to Orange Theory, which is like a studio gym. And every time we go, we'll go to the Starbucks, which is right next to it, after the fact, and get a cold brew. But on the days when I don't go to the gym, I walk to Starbucks. So this morning would normally be a gym day, but we took it off. And I walked to the Starbucks. It's like 25 minutes each way. And I get myself...
Nice.
I get myself a cold brew. And it's to the point now where I'm officially a Starbucks regular. They all know my order. And when somebody I encounter at the counter doesn't know it, I just place my order like normal. And then somebody from the back, like working, will always be like, make sure you put the nitro lid, because I get a specific lid because I'm that guy.
I'm getting my steps in.
And yeah, I really like it. Cold brew is my jam. Even in the winter, I started having to like wear base layers because it's getting cold. And I'm still gonna go cold brew, I think. This is fine to pass through here. shit. We've never seen that before. Whoa. This water will be fine. No problem. No problem. We're gonna have to rest soon because we're like, our stamina is borked. It looked fine, okay? And now it's not. Odd must have too much money, Starbucks every day. No, it's actually bad. The I tabulated how much I spent at Starbucks in a month. And it's bad. It's basically $5 a day. But it's associated with whoa. Simmer down.
There we go.
Frickin'. Okay. Ah, God. We're kind of close, but like I don't see any timefall shelters marked because this guy's not in the network, right? So we're not going to see anything that we could use. We'll see if we can spot a shelter. Anyways, Wax. I basically associate Starbucks with health, and like it's either because I went to the gym or I went for a long walk or whatever. Using too much blood will make your movements become sluggish, make it hard to keep your balance. Eating cryptobiotics will rapidly restore blood levels. Yes. So like on that front, I kind of feel like I'm justified, where I'm like trying to take better care of my health, and that's like my little reward, you know. If they mention the name a few more times, they should pay you. Are you talking about Starbucks? Yeah, they should. Yeah, I think we're okay here. So that cargo we got too far away from. That's what we dropped when we were getting chased. And I guess it disappears. Any cargo not stored in a private locker can be lost. Cool.
There we go.
Hey Damon says, is the story good enough to watch all the bits on YouTube I miss here, or is it just for vibes and only watching snippets on stream is enough? You definitely need to catch some of the larger cutscenes, for sure. Like, you need to see the beginning, some stuff in the middle. there's definitely stuff that you'll want to understand, but there's a lot of stuff like this, which is why it's so much better to stream than to just record on my own, because otherwise, you know, this would be a whole video, me doing this. But it's like, it's also fun. Like for me, I don't know, I like it because I don't have to, I don't know, it's chill. But if you like story and you care about that, then yeah, you gotta watch the earlier parts for sure.
There we go.
How are my containers doing?
There we go.
They've seen better days. Beautiful.
There we go.
So remember, the container spray doesn't actually correct or repair the cargo itself. You have to make sure that the case that it's contained in is maintained. Frick.
There we go.
Why are there no animals? Well, great question. So what happens is, you see this rain here?
Scanning bridges ID. Fragile Express ID verified. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you.
I think the general explanation for a lot of questions like why isn't this around is because of timefall, which is this rain that hits, and anything that it touches, it rapidly advances time for whatever it hits. Like at the beginning, we saw a drop get onto his hair, and it immediately turned it gray. A drop hit his hand, basically, and the area that it hit got like really old and wrinkly. So I imagine for animals, it's basically saying like timefall would have hit them. How do I figure out if a game is better for streaming or YouTube? Is it just a vibe from playing, or test it out a bit? This game I didn't test out before I played, but typically it's just like, and I'm starting to change some of my opinion on this. Let's talk about it after we make this delivery, but that's a good question. All right, so here's the stuff this guy wanted. It's our heaviest load that we're currently carrying. And we'll bring this guy online, likely.
Delivering cargo.
Delivery. We made a delivery.
You're not with Fragile Express, are you? Oh, I get it. Bridget is using their IDs to complete the delivery. Well, good work, son. I'll take that off your hands. Package looks brand new.
Yeah, it does look brand new. I
Been a
kept
while
it in
since I've
tip-top
seen
shape.
cargo in such good shape. Thank you kindly. I know it couldn't have been easy.
S rating, very nice.
What's your angle anyway? Everyone knows Fragile was behind the attack that wiped out Middlemont City. Only a damn fool would trust that terrorist to deliver shit now.
So,
But here you are, filling in. Keeping her business alive for her, am I right? I swear. Can't trust anyone these days. Don't try sweet-talking me onto your little network.
see, we're gonna have to earn
You know
this
why
guy's
there's been
trust.
so many terrorist attacks recently? Because you all pissed them off with your talk of reuniting the country. Join the UCA. I may as well paint a bullseye on my shelter. Just keep my deliveries coming. We'll get along just fine. I don't need any trouble. Though I will say, I appreciate these hematic grenades of yours. Quality work, gotta admit. Not the sort of equipment the UCA ought to keep to itself. There's a lot of freelance porters operating in these parts, after all. If I could churn these out by the boatload and gear up those folks. Now you're good people. I can see that. And you brought my order like I asked. But it'll take more than that for me to agree to what you're asking. Chiral Network is a big step. But if you could prove to me Bridges is an organization I can trust, well, how about this? Do another run for me. I'll put the details on the terminal there.
Okay, so
Good work. New order available.
am I
Please access
mistaken?
delivery terminal for further information.
Or, chat, did we not hear the previous guy talk about not trusting Fragile as well? And I think I might have missed something, but I heard that she was like working with the terrorists or something. After they set up these three main connection points, the terrorists kind of started taking over, and these guys are saying that Fragile was kind of involved. Hey, Doom. They don't dare venturing out, so Sam connects them to the rest of the world. Yeah, kind of. Some of them are reluctant. The idea with the holograms is that they mostly live underground in these in these bunkers, and they kind of have everything that they need. Oh, he's just like auto chilling. I like that. Here, let's see if we can just sleep here for a sec. Maybe get some of that stamina back. Thomas says it will get explained. Okay, so I was just wondering if I missed anything like concrete. But it seems like no. Dublin Joe, thanks for the 21 months. I appreciate that. Oh, look at how we like hold the baby too. That's cool. We could just do this. Hey, High Rock, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the 19 months. That's awesome. Okay, cool. I'm excited that it will kind of explain that, but it's good that we're thinking about it so that when it happens, it's not like a big surprise. But we know, and maybe we'll confront her and be like, okay, these guys are saying that you like worked with these terrorist guys, so. You have a baby? I'm so behind. Oh, the baby's key. We're like jacked into the BB to detect BTs. So. Okay, so we're going to do some work for this guy to try and get him online. He wants us to recover this toolbox to the north. We need to have less than 25% damage, cargo collection from a BT area. Notice this, it looks like almost a giant crater, right? Oh, cool.
The toolkit you're looking for ought to be in my old shelter. It's been tagged, so shouldn't have any trouble finding the place. I'll unlock it remotely once you get there. Oh, and take some of those hematic grenades you brought with you.
Oh, nice.
Nothing you'll want more when those BTs put your back against the wall, right? Here's hoping it won't come to that.
Here's hoping. Okay, we also have boots. Now, are these any different from what we currently have? We have Bridges boots, kind of damaged. He's giving us porter boots. Designed to be worn with a porter's protective suit. These old-fashioned construction isn't particularly hard wearing. They tend to break easily. Sam wore these during his time as a freelance porter. All right, whatever.
Order assigned.
Okay, I think we'll go up here and do this. Because if we're going to have to run back and forth for him a bit, doesn't really make sense that we're going to jump over here until after, so. Whoa, what the hell? Who the frick are they?
Weapons restrictions lifted.
What? Porters are freelance delivery personnel. They do not steal people's cargo and do not pose any threat. Be sure to offer a friendly greeting should you encounter one.
This one's for you. Thanks for the help.
How do I like greet them? Looks like he's giving this to me. That's hilarious. Give it back. So these are not real people, no. These are like NPCs that are just kind of traveling the area, it seems. Oh. That's the first time we've ever seen anybody that isn't like a prepper or something.
Beginning scan. Scanning Bridges ID. Fragile Express ID verified. Weapons detected.
Similar to the ones that helped you with the boss fight? No. So the boss fight ones are...
Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
Are other players' holograms? Oh, look at this, man. sorry, to answer the question previously about deciding what to stream and what to do for YouTube, honestly, it's still kind of some guesswork.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
But generally, I think story-based stuff is good for YouTube because it's less distractions. But for a game like this, because there's so much downtime, this would be really slow to just watch, I think. Some people would say like, oh, I'd like to watch that, but most won't. We're going into BT territory. We've got 5 of these. That's probably not enough. But we'll see if it requires like actually engaging or not. I'm not going to pick up these ceramics right now. Look at this, man. R3 to switch camera view? Yeah, we were doing that before. Thanks. Go to the BT area. Oh, cool. What does the baby do exactly? He helps us to see these BTs. I'm wondering if I can sneak through here. I guess probably not. Another memory chip. Looks like a void out crater. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too when we saw it on the map. It's so dark. You would think like one of the things we would have is a light. Oh, look at that, man. Whoa, man. Come on. The baby nervous? I'm nervous. Does that count? Damn it. Okay. Oh no. I think we... Oh, Jesus. There's like so many. Throw my grenade? No way. Holy frick. Got it. So like Ghost? Kinda. They're like, I don't think Ghosts is complex enough to describe them, to be honest with you. Whoa. He's got a ton of stuff in here. I could probably get away with taking some of this. But I really don't want to take too much more than that. Tina from Mars, thank you for the bits. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, and now we still have to get out of here. Okay, BB's kind of freaking out. Let's just take a second here. In terms of like fighting and like just throwing grenades and stuff, like that's not my style to just turn this into what is quite obviously a stealth approach. Take things quietly, slowly into like just tossing grenades. I don't think that's very fun. Shaken BB, yeah, I know. But he likes it, okay? He likes it. Okay, he's good. He's good. There we are. We hooked back in? Okay, now we need to head back. Oh, God. Easier said than done. Okay. Those are still from the other place. That's fine. We're just going to head back to this dude, hopefully. That's the game plan. I think we'll probably just follow our same path. We like overheld our breath. Holy crap. Look at the handprints! This is risky, I feel. Holy shit! Oh, they got us. Oh no. And I can't even see shit right now. I'm gonna grab some of our stuff. We got the toolbox. Okay, I think we're okay. We definitely lost a few things. It was the climbing that made too much noise. Am I doing this on purpose? What do you mean? Did we get that little adrenaline surge there? That's cool. A simple grenade would have sufficed? Yeah, but then we might have had to fight like a shitload of them, right? God, we need to rest so badly. Do we have any more of the container spray? No, we don't. We might have dropped some. We might have. Tough to say. Yeah, we fought BTs yesterday and it was like super, like it just didn't stop. And this, like, again, to be clear, guys, this is a stealth game. This is not like a... Oh, that's going to be spicy. This is not like a run and gun, go kill everything type of game. Like, it's just not. Okay, these PCCs are toast. I guess I can recycle them. A lot of this stuff belongs to the engineer anyway. So I feel like it's worthwhile to grab it.
There we go.
How are you so sure that the grenade alerts them directly at your position? That didn't seem to be the case in the grenade tutorial. What are you talking about?
Starting to cramp up.
I'm not sure, but
Almost there.
the idea is that if we're surrounded by BTs and they all get attracted to noise, I would assume that if we start throwing grenades, that they're all going to come towards the noise.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Fragile Express ID verified.
Holy man.
Detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you.
Yeah, we need to rest so badly. The backpack gets funnier every time you look up from your art. Well, this one's a special case. Any new story development since we started today? Yeah, we learned about Fragile a little bit. And about this new area that we're in. Whoa, careful. You can toss a grenade at a BT and it won't attract the others. It'll just clear the road a little for you. Okay, so if we see one right in front of us, we can just take it out. That's cool. Different strokes. I prefer sneaking, but...
Delivering cargo.
What? You kidding me? You actually went into that hellhole?
Yeah, we did, thanks.
You don't know what this means to me. Whole lot of memories in these old tools. The kind of stuff you can't replace with a chiral printer. Thought I was giving you an impossible mission. Oh, yes. Now we're talking. Whether you see the weapons I make with these sand bridges, you are incredible.
Maybe he'll join now. Have a good sleep, Glotzy. Thanks for coming. Bad Lackey, thanks for the Prime sub, dude. Edmund, thanks for the 24 months. And Thomas, thank you, guys. I appreciate it very much. You did say weapons. Yep.
Fragile and her crew never did me wrong. Could say I owe them even. If they're
Okay.
running with Higgs now, and that makes them as bad as him, don't it?
Well, that's what they
All
think.
the motherfucking terrorists are coming together like one big happy family. Might be time for us to do the same. Maybe there's hope for us after all. At least if there's more folks like you in the UCA. Safety in numbers, huh? And the new America to boot. Connect me to the chiral network.
Done. This is good because we can drop off this extra stuff, and I think we could probably recycle our things here too. Hey, Castatera. How are you? Oh, there it is. That's so... Okay, this is a weapon we're going to want to use. That's so sweet. See, now that we've connected him, the hologram really clears
Now
up
that you're
too.
looking out for me, it's only fair that I look out for you. So, as long as you keep me connected, I'll keep on supplying you with my best tools. And together we all might live a little longer. Oh, by the way, check out this beauty I made. It's called a Bolo Gun. Should keep anyone from giving you trouble for a minute. It's non-lethal, of course. I can't promise it won't leave marks, but that's on them. If you think you could use it, take it.
A
Bolo gun,
huh?
Yes.
That could come in handy. As is, you can use it to restrain human targets without killing them. But swap out those wires with strands spun from your blood, and it might even work on BTs. Go ahead. Give it a whirl.
That's so sick.
Well, you've done your bit. Time for me to do mine.
Good work. New order available.
Look at this
Please
stuff.
access delivery
Jeez.
terminal for further information.
We're hitting the we're hitting the top of the ceiling, and so it's knocking everything off. And so when we add it, it's just like throwing it into the ceiling. Here, deliver lost cargo. Take this stuff, please. Why do you have a baby on your chest? Oh man, if that's the first question you have, you got to check out the beginning. Great handler. Ooh. Aim higher, you might be soon recognized as mover. You've achieved bridge link grade 10. You can now make strand contracts with other players. Okay. So that's okay. That explains why we couldn't do anything with these strands before. You can make cooperation requests in order to ask other players to contribute materials to your structures. The period for which you can send likes has been increased to 5 seconds. Excuse me, I got hiccups. Cool. Okay. Let's do the memory chip data. Then we have to recycle some stuff.
Well, thanks. You did me a real favor there.
Unknown Man's Journal Part 1. And then interview data, Journal 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, cool.
Thank you for your contribution.
These have typically just been collectibles. Typically. Okay, so we have a bunch of ceramics that we picked up. I'm wondering, here, these we're going to get rid of. We'll recycle these. Anything damaged?
Delivering cargo. Thank you for your continued support.
Okay, and then the Bolo Gun. So this is 80 metals, 32 resins. That's not bad. I do need to make more of these. I think carrying one of each is good. Maybe two of these. We lost a bunch in that fight. And I'm going to take a look at the map to see if there's any structures that we can invest these things into. Oh, and I also have, hold on, these crystals. Now, if I recycle them here, that's going to max out the capacity of this area. But I guess that's fine. What if I go the other way? Does it just go to max? No. Oh, yeah, it does. So this facility can hold 300, but we're carrying tons, so let's do it. How do I like the game? I really like it. Do you like the game? I enjoy it.
Thank you for your continued support.
Any plans to play Fallen Order for YouTube? I might. Yeah, look, the gameplay looks awesome. The gameplay looks really, really good. Okay.
Thank you for your...
Requesting help with
Sam.
upgrades.
You can now submit upgrade requests for structures. If there's one you use a lot, you should definitely consider it.
You can ask others to help upgrade any structures you have built. Doing so will result in that structure being marked with the... I'm guessing that's like the strand link icon. Structures marked in this way are more likely to be shared with other players. And when those players respond to your request by donating materials, they will receive bonus likes. Okay. So out here, we have another paver we could probably take some materials to, but look how much that is. That's insane. But since it's so close, let's take some of the stuff from here. It doesn't do any good just sitting here. So let's take some of the metals. That's pretty much all of them. And that's going to be about max load. And then we'll take the, we'll deposit the ceramics and the metals at the road to help. You want to play this yourself, but it seems very creepy and you get scared? There's definitely some, like, spooky elements, I would say.
Good job, Sam. That's 2 prepper way stations integrated into the Cairo network.
Jesus.
Just 1 more left.
Look, it's so ridiculous. Okay. Let's see. I think this is the closest one. This is where other players come in because the material costs are so high? Yeah, exactly. It's all by design to get us to, like, work together and feel like you're having a tangible impact on the world around you. Damn it. Kindred Tulip. Thank you so much for the Prime sub. I really appreciate it. I don't think I recognize your name. Thanks for stopping by.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Come on, Exo Legs. Push. We have to rest. Like, look at our stamina bars just destroyed.
Come on. Let those legs move.
Keep on keeping on.
Man. Okay, let's put everything that we can into here. Does it need crystals? Yes, but I can't do that with this same thing. Can you sit down to rest? You can, but it doesn't seem to do a great job of, like, replenishing our stuff. Oh, my bad. There we go. I wish you could stream later. I'm always at work when you're streaming. Sorry about that. Okay, I think that's pretty solid. Now I wonder, though, like, let's try something. let's look at these bridge links, maybe, or supply requests. Hold on.
Supply requests.
Let's see.
Submit one if you're in need of anything in particular.
Oh, I don't know if this is going to be exactly what we want. No.
A bridge link is another way of describing the connection between you and another porter.
Here we go.
If you want to forge a powerful bond, consider a strand contract.
Okay. Strand contract made, interacted with. Now, my understanding is that you're supposed to also be able to see, like, your friends or something. This is not my friends list. This is just people who have placed things in the same, like, server as me. Like, these guys that have a ton of likes, typically that means that they're building good structures. This guy's an elite porter. And so if we make these contracts, then I think we see their stuff more frequently. I think. Look at this guy. That's solid. Okay, so we've made strand contracts. Here's our contracts that we've made. And so we should see their stuff more frequently in the area. Now, what I'm looking for is maybe it has to be a structure that I've personally created. So maybe not like an auto paver, but maybe a structure that I've personally created I can then tag for additional requests. Okay, let's go through our mail quick. We have a few that we need to catch up on. So Nick Easton, to the man who delivers, I'm sorry. First off, sorry for calling you a newbie last time. Your Sam Bridge is a freaking living legend. And there I was, talking to you like this was your first day on the job. Deadman was none too happy about me treating you like this was your first rodeo. Man, do I feel like a dumbass. If you're the one helping us expand the network from coast to coast, we're in safe hands for sure. Guess the day America rises from the ashes might not be so far after all. If you remember Bridges before you were a porter and now you're back in the shit after, what, 10 years? Suppose that means you outrank me. Though I reckon you're not the type to care about that. Out of curiosity, have you been using your private room to kick back and relax while listening to music? The director asked me to hook you up with some tracks from Low Roar. Said they're no better way to unwind after a hard day. I checked them out myself, and I have to say he knows what he's talking about. Really gets the juices flowing. Oxytocin, too. My favorite track's called Pop Virus, and I think you might like it, too. Apparently, it's about a virus that destroys everything people think they know about music, allowing something completely new to be created in its place. Kind of like what you're doing with America, right? Taking a busted foundation, rebuilding it to make something better in the long run. Give it a listen when you get a chance. All right. Thanagen says, one list shows the people whose structures you've seen. From that list, you can form connections. And yes, you'll see them more frequently. Perfect. Part of me is like, man, I would really like to invest time in like building useful structures. The thing is typically if you go out to cross an area or something, there's usually something already there. So you kind of have to get creative with how you can put down structures that are still going to be beneficial to other people, you know? But if you guys have ideas on ways to do that, then we could try and tackle some. Benjamin Hancock, far apart but always connected. Thanks, Sam, again for all your help. The chiral printer is still running like a dream, and it kind of feels like one, too. Seeing all these new buildings popping up out here, it hasn't solved all our problems, of course. The nearby wasteland's still crawling with BTs. But now we can obtain a good chunk of our supplies via the network, and they can't interfere with that. To think we're connected, even all the way out here, didn't used to think it was such a special thing. The whole world was one big network back before the Death Stranding. Video, audio, text, every bit of information was available for one and all. But now they've gone one better. The chiral network in the printer can be used to send tangible things. Well, in a way. Welcome to the new America. Once we're able to send food and medicine too, you won't have to put your neck on the line for our sake anymore. Hope that day comes soon. I really do. Okay, the Ludens fan. This is the dude in the broken, like, airplane thing. It was great seeing you again, Sam. You really are one in a million. So I started using the chiral network to look into the history of the whole Ludens thing. I don't have it all figured out yet, but it's clear that it was pretty important. I mean, the game is symbolized was freaking huge, completely unlike anything that had come before it. It exploded man's potential to play in exactly the way Huizinga described. Oh, hold on. I gotta charge this bad boy. Okay, we're good. Is that Elias Tefexis? Holy moly. Wow. Mr. Markimus. Dude, thank you so much for the bits, bro. Hey, Odd, want to get my guy in XCOM? Slips 20. Thanks, man. I will try. What's your character's name? Okay, there we go. Symbolize was huge, completely unlike anything that had come before it. It exploded man's potential to play in exactly the way Huizinga described when he coined the phrase Homo Ludens. He had this theory that play was older than even culture itself and was at the heart of what made us who we are. I believe that if we can rediscover that kind of play he was talking about, we can undo the damage caused by chiral contamination and rid the world of Homo Gestalt and Homo Demons once and for all. To think that games could be the key to saving humanity. Good night, Bowler. Have a good one, buddy. Reestablishing shipping lanes. So you put Port Knot City back on the map. Not bad. Folks around here seem pretty pumped about becoming part of the UCA and all that comes with it. Chiral printers especially. You should have seen their faces when I gave them a demo. It was like I was conjuring equipment out of thin air. Oh, and I forgot. Oh, and before I forget, I should also thank you for the stuff you brought and for taking care of that BT too. You've given everyone a shot of inspiration and courage to carry on, and there's not much that's more precious than that these days. There was a time when I was so shit scared of BTs that I just wanted to shut myself away and hide forever, but it's not an option. I know that now. We're on the front line here. Bridge isn't going to make it all the way west if we don't step up our game. And don't worry, we won't let you down. We'll get Port Knot City back on its feet in no time. I won't take up any more of your time. That's all I had to say anyway. A couple of the guys wanted to write you to make sure you knew we had your back. Come what may, we won't be throwing in the towel. Same goes for you, right? Can you try multiple ladder bridges side by side wide enough for a motorbike? You probably could. I don't know how that works. We could try it. But the thing is, you could just build a regular bridge. You could build like a wide-ass bridge for bikes and for other vehicles, so. Okay, all about the preppers. We made rounds to the local preppers when I first arrived here with Bridges 1. There should be some interviews floating around that the records team transcribed. Take a look if you get the chance. We were mainly sounding out the situation on the ground and trying to convince them to join the UCA, of course. But we already suspected they weren't the type to follow the herd. Why else would they be out here? Still, we found the odd community-minded soul among them. Not all were holed up in shelters by choice. Some were running from something. Others had just been born into the life. Getting the few we did to throw their lot in with the UCA was a pain in the ass, though. Didn't help that the chiral network wasn't up and running back then either. All we could do was put the parts in place and promise they were going to work someday. And now they finally do, thanks to you. Could be the skeptics might finally come around. Now we can show as well as tell. You keep up the good work, you hear. Get us all back on the grid. And lastly, got to go the extra mile. Thanks again, Sam. You really come through for us today. Now, you could tell me to mind my business if you like, but I couldn't help but notice that we've been getting better delivery evaluations lately. Looks like you know what you stand to gain if you go the extra mile. Or do you? The Bridges evaluation system will see you properly rewarded for providing that extra bit of service to make people happy. Speaking of happy, I just remembered the time you first came here after crossing ground zero. True, successfully delivering cargo to its destination is your job first and foremost, but people are demanding. They don't want their shit carried from A to B. They want a little more, special treatment. Something that'll put a smile on their face. Hey, I get it. It's a lot more work for you tracking down lost cargo, returning items to their rightful owners. And it's not really part of the job description either. But you better get used to it because standards are changing and people are only going to expect more from their porters. Anyways, it's usually worth your while. Going above and beyond is a good way to rack up plenty of likes. And hell, sometimes you end up doing it without even realizing you did. I'm serious. Next time you complete an order, take a closer look at your results. If there isn't a symbol next to your likes which indicates you got them for performing optional extras, you might be surprised. Okay. Might seem like a hassle now, but you can never have too many likes. That's true. Okay. In here, that memory chip that we got looks like it unlocked an unknown man's journal, secret confessions of a certain someone. And this added to our interviews, which doesn't always happen. So we should go through these too. Guys, it's story time, by the way. If you need to take a quick break, this is probably a time to do it. We're probably going to take 5 or 10 minutes to go through these interviews that we've unlocked. WTF Grandma says, thank you so much. I really enjoy your style of gameplay. I'm no longer able to play games, so it's refreshing to finally find someone that doesn't skip through the game. Please don't ever change. Wow, that's really nice. Thank you. Thank you very much, Grandma. The best idea is to deconstruct the old ladder, then build your own. Yeah, I know. That's kind of feels like that sometimes. Okay. So, from Die Hardman, he's giving us information about the chiral network experiments between Central and Capital 1. And then we have Central and Capital 2. He's writing this to our former mother, the President, 1 year and some months ago. Madam President, this will be your new office from today. The relocation of your official residence has also been completed. The entire medical team has been brought along as well. Rest assured that information regarding this move has been shared on a need-to-know basis only. I understand that, following the loss of New York, you wish to direct the reconstruction efforts from Central Knot City, but in light of recent separatist activity on the eastern seaboard, we no longer consider it safe. We will see to it that the people continue to believe you are in Central, and Bridges HQ will operate as normal. As per your orders, the network, research teams, and delivery systems management have all been covertly transferred here to Capital Knot City. We're doing our utmost to expedite testing of the chiral network link between Central and Capital, while not neglecting your immediate medical needs, of course. This will be our base of operations for the next stage in the fight to rebuild America. It's all a farce. Happy to report that the trial run was a success. The connection between Central and Capital was established without incident, no chiral spikes or other irregularities. The Cupid functioned within acceptable parameters as well. There's still a lot of work to do. Chiral holograms, chiral printing, and data recovery have yet to be proven viable, but the confirmation that data can be sent via the chiral network is a huge step forward for the UCA. Our next step will be to use Cupids to establish a connection with the other cities. Preparations from the second expedition are already underway. We're still trying to track Sam down, but as soon as he's back with us, he'll be given his new command, which is obviously has happened. Mules and local porters. When people hear mules, they think junkies driven crazy by a desire to steal supplies we so desperately need to survive. Lucky for us, not all couriers are predisposed to this condition. Not all mules, in fact. They were professionals once, and some still are. Some even complete proper deliveries from time to time. Fragile Express has been known to use them, along with independent porters. For those at risk of losing it, they say the only way to stave off the syndrome is to join a distro organization with strong leadership and support to help you on the straight and narrow. Or you can strike out on your own, but that's no easy path. There's a reason these guys who run solo have a reputation for being bulletproof, kind of like us-ish. But we're still associated with, like, Bridges, right? So. Okay, the Evo-Devo unit. This is what we delivered to, the engineer, I think? It seems a rather significant breakthrough has been achieved back at the headquarters. They successfully integrated an Evo-Devo unit with a chiral printer. In case you're not familiar with the term, Evo-Devo refers to evolutionary development biology. Developmental biology. Your genes, mouse genes, dinosaur genes, the genes of every living being are virtually identical. Yet we develop into such radically different organisms. Thus, a question arises. Why did such disparate life arise from the self-same building blocks? Evo-Devo was the field of study that sought to solve that mystery, to lay bare the secrets of evolution. Before the advent of Evo-Devo, it was thought that in order to reconstruct a dinosaur, we would require a sample of its DNA. However, thanks to this technology's ability to extrapolate from existing data, we could, with the correct stimulus, grow a dinosaur from the DNA of any living organism. So they only need, like, a little bit of, like, a sample to then develop the whole thing. Kind of cool. We could, in essence, recreate the process by which dinosaurs evolved from primeval life forms. Evo Demo Unit applies these same principles to the problem of information and object reconstruction. With the help of the chiral network, we may take incomplete data, indeed incomplete objects, and reproduce their complete forms. This data can then be fed into a chiral printer, and voila, partial data yields finished product. The tech isn't viable for everyday use just yet, but when it is, it will be of incalculable benefit to our research and bring our reconstruction efforts forward by a matter of decades. Are you guys catching all of this? Okay, the chiral network 2. So we learned about it here, and now she's giving us more info. In a way, the chiral network makes use of the beach to allow us to travel through time. Okay, so this is about what Fragile showed us. See, sending large amounts of data takes large amounts of time, as you'd expect. But the thing about beaches is, well, time doesn't pass the same way in them as it does out here. Might not even pass at all. Think about how the light from the stars in the sky we see was produced thousands and thousands of years ago. Routing data through the beach is like jumping to a point earlier in that journey, thereby cutting it shorter, much shorter. Just imagine massive amounts of data transferred almost instantaneously. That's what we're trying to achieve with the chiral network in a nutshell. In theory, the network allows us to reconstruct old data that would otherwise be lost, and to do so with fragmented resources, using what's known as Evo-Devo analysis, which we just heard about. We can take the finger bone of a dinosaur, say, and extrapolate that. Okay, we kind of know this. In other words, we won't just be doing it to reunite a nation. We'll be able to reclaim everything we lost in the Death Stranding, more even. Theoretically, we could even go back as far as birth of the planet and beyond. And thanks to the beach, we'll be able to compile all that data in one place and reduce the processing time for even the most complex analysis. Kind of cool. Preppers, we've learned a little bit about. Physics, thank you so much, man. Thanks for the 2 months. This log reading has been brought to you by Physics. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. When I was a little girl, my father told me that preppers were people who decided long ago that they couldn't trust their nation to be there for them anymore, that the bonds between us had grown weak long before the Death Stranding. We once had a network spanning the whole wide world that could send items from anywhere to anywhere and connect anyone with anything, but still we were isolated. Still we were alone. Some liked it that way and even wanted more. They wanted walls along their borders. Sound familiar? They wanted to turn away refugees and outsiders. Sounds familiar. Some even wanted new nations all their own. Quebec. They began to see the state as an enemy of their freedom, not a protector of it. The ones most far gone, they didn't trust the country to defend them if something went really wrong. War, terrorism, natural disaster, you name it. So they built shelters and stocked full of supplies in preparation for the worst. And then the worst happened, the Death Stranding. America ceased to exist and their shelters became their homes. This is explaining why we see the holograms, where they would live and they would die. But while they prepared, they hadn't prepared to live there forever, which is why they wound up relying on us couriers so heavily. My father and I didn't want to go back to old America. We wanted a country that we didn't want a country that pushed people apart. We wanted one that brought them together, that allowed them to support one another. And that was what we tried to work towards. So after the network's back up, they're going to make dinosaurs? That seems like the ultimate plan, yeah. That's definitely what they're trying to do, yes. Okay, timefall and power failures, and then we have these journals down here. So we have a couple more to go through. I volunteered to join Bridges. This is from Igor, actually. Signed up with my brother Victor, which we met. He was the guy that gave us the little keychain to attach to BB, I think. See, we both remembered when America was still America. Oh, actually, wait, no. He didn't give it to us. I think he was just showing us that he also had that same toy that his brother had. Can anyone in chat confirm that? When we still had planes and satellites, when we were still connected to everyone and everything, the world was different, bigger, and we wanted it back. He was chosen for the first expedition and hit the road damn near straight away. Me, I got told to hang back here in Central, which was okay, I guess. Corpse disposal means taking your fair share of time fall in the line of duty. You get a sense of it after a while, a sixth sense for when the clouds are about to open up. Of course, the clouds themselves are a big tell, and an inverse rainbow is a guarantee you're in for some shit. We've seen those. But there are smaller signs too. Changes in the air, a smell in the wind. When it hits, you've got power outages to deal with. Far as I understand it, which ain't that far at all. It's to do with high concentrations of chiralium causing electromagnetic interference or something, which also interacts with water and kicks up clouds of ozone, which then makes the temperature drop like a rock. Anyway, I may be used to timefall, but that doesn't mean I'm immune to it. Believe me, I'm younger than I look. My big bro take a lot of pleasure in telling you that if he could see me now. True. Bro code, thanks, man. Thank you so much for the 20 months. Would I recommend this game? Love your stuff. XCOM playthrough seems to be going good with only minor problems. Yeah, I would recommend this if you like the gameplay loop. It's not for everybody. It's very slow. It's very slow. But it's nice. Like, I like it. It's super chill, and I enjoy it a lot. And XCOM, yeah, there's minor problems, but it's way more fun that way, isn't it? The lake at Ground Zero from Victor. When I first laid eyes on the lake here at Ground Zero, I was blown away by the sheer size of it. I never imagined anything could be this huge. This was just after the Death Stranding, and not many people had seen the craters up close yet. Back when I was still living with my parents and brother on the East Coast, an explosion like nothing the world had ever seen tore a gaping hole in the heart of America. There were all of these kinds of rumors floating around at the time that it was a meteor, that it was a nuke dropped by another country. I was just a kid, but even I could tell the adults didn't have a clue. So you can just imagine how I felt. And then we found out that there'd been other explosions, not just here in America, but the world over. By the time we learned there were void outs and what void outs were, the country was pretty much done. But hey, that was then, this is now, and things are looking up. I just got told my kid brother's alive. Word is he's heading up a corpse disposal team in Capital Knot City. Damn, handled his shit well enough to get picked for the second expedition. 3 more years and he'll head out here with me. Can't wait to see him again. That's kind of sad because he's talking about Igor, and Igor we met at the very beginning. Igor is not doing so well anymore. So. Okay, prepper interview the engineer. My horizons ain't exactly broad. That said, I'm not completely cut off from the outside world. I knew what Bridges was and that they were trying to rebuild America. But when you're living down here, it's hard to see how that's got anything to do with you and yourself. Am I right? My folks holed up in this shelter after the Death Stranding. Had a kid and raised him in the slice of paradise. And together we lived off whatever Fragile Express was kind enough to bring our way. They told me tales about the good old days. And I've never had much of an imagination. Couldn't see how a country long gone was any concern of me and mine. Far as I figured, if Fragile Express was happy to keep bringing us stuff, we didn't need anybody else, and we certainly didn't need America, whatever that even was. But then one day I was looking at a part of this machine my dad put together. He was an engineer too. And I noticed something. Said made in the USA, right there in tiny print. Got me to thinking that America might not exist anymore, but the stuff Americans built is still around, making our lives a little bit easier even now. You could say the old country lives on and it works, kind of like how my folks live on in me. They died a while back. Anyway, if they were American, I guess that makes me American too, and maybe this shelter are part of it all. Once I realized that, I started pouring my heart into building stuff to help you guys out, or help you guys put the country back together. Okay. This is from The Craftsman. The terrorists have been at it again lately, you heard, right? About how they've been sneaking in and out of cities disguised as Fragile Express couriers. Okay, that's important. We'll have another disaster on our hands at this rate, but it's not like we can just cut them out. We need Fragile's people to keep on doing what they're doing. We rely on those guys for a lot, though maybe we shouldn't. I hear they're transporting weapons now. Why they'd be so stupid, I can't imagine. Spreading shit around like that kills in a world where the dead are ticking BT bombs? Sure, terrorists are a threat and mules a royal pain in the ass. But what genius figured escalation was the way to go when we all know where it leads? We need weapons, no tools. We need weapons, no tools that can take down the bad guys without killing them. And we need the hardware in circulation gone yesterday. Can't keep folks from dying in accidents or getting sick. Can't keep them from dying, period. But the deaths we can put off, we ought to. Violence isn't just ugly, it's damn near suicidal in this day and age. Which is why I'm looking to make a bunch of less than lethal gear in the hopes it'll prevent a few idiots from getting themselves and others killed. Good thinking. Okay, now, these journals, these 4 unknown journal entries, we picked these up from a memory chip. Previously, memory chips have only given us like a collectible thing and a brief description of like a real life soundtrack or album or like Japanese toy. But this one actually unlocked these interview entries. So we don't know who this is from, but it's Unknown Man. Written who knows when. Today I made a delivery to a shelter near Middle Knot City. It was my longest trip to date, a new personal best. Back when I was starting out, people tried to warn me off the life, saying it would be dangerous for prepper youngins to make runs and that no one would ever really trust me. But what was I supposed to do? Kids without parents need to eat too, and it's not like I had any skills. 2 arms, 2 legs, whole lot of grit. That's all I had to offer. Worked out okay so far. I bring people what they need, and in return, they do right by me. The more deliveries I make, the more orders I get. Never a porter around when you need one, so as long as you don't fuck it up too badly. Someone ought to throw you a bone. Helps I got a 6 cents for BTs too. Pretty rare. It's probably one of the reasons why I get so much work. Sometimes people praise me, tell me I'm doing society a service by helping my fellow man. Can't say that factors into it. I'd sooner keep to myself if I could, but I've got to survive somehow, and I sure as hell ain't going to manage that myself. Do you guys think it's possible that this would be us? The unknown man? Troublesome Kitten says, did Sam write this? Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of what I'm wondering. I feel like that would make sense. Here, Journal 2. Another prepper's kicked the bucket. I went to deliver his medicine as usual this morning, but I guess I was pretty damn late. Poor guy wasn't just dead, but on the verge of going necro. Wasn't no time to take him to an incinerator, so I had to dump him in nearby BT territory. Better than leaving him to pop, especially since my own shelter's close by. Gotta look out for number 1. When I dumped him, though, just before he popped, it was like I could feel the BTs reacting to the corpse. Saw the beach, too. Strangest thing, but I'd felt it before. When I first disposed of someone. The sensation was stronger this time, though. No doubt about it. Don't know if this means I've got dooms, but I'm starting to think that's something, or that there's something special about me. A delivery outfit west heard of my BT sensing abilities and has expressed an interest in bringing me on board. Seems they operate outside Bridge's sphere of influence, and they want to leverage my experience and know how to expand their operation. Could be interesting. It's funny. I started making runs out of necessity to stay alive, but that's all changed. I'm an altruist now. I live to help other people. Preppers around these parts rely on me. Hell, they wouldn't last 5 minutes without me. What would my daddy say if only he could see me now, He taught me man's his own keeper, but here I am, part of a community. Working with other people, bringing the world together. Daddy always told me that the wide, wide world was dangerous. That he had to stay in our shelter, spend our whole life there, die there. Well, fuck that. Community is what it's all about. Buddy of mine died today. He was out in the mountains on a delivery, and he was so goddamn foggy. I guess he lost sight of the trail. He called me, asked for help, but then the line went dead. I saw the void out from here, nearly blinded me. Guess he wandered into BT territory. Not many of us porters left these days. Not many of you could trust to get the job done anyways. Folks quitting or dying, going mule. Attrition's a bitch. If we're to keep on, we're going to need better equipment and someone else who can track BTs. I could still manage sometimes, but my power's getting weaker. I can feel it. Just wish I knew what to do, because at this rate, I'm fucked. We all are. And that has been reading the interviews with Odd. Hope you enjoyed the time. Can we save? It sounds like it could be Sam. I don't know. Sorry, chat. Are you still with me, or have I totally lost you? I feel like I might have lost some of you guys, but that's okay. That's okay. Okay, here's the medicine we need to deliver. I think we're good to do this next delivery over here. That's the thought. I'm gone. Okay. Good. Oh, here, hold on. A little resting spot.
It was about to drop.
Maybe this can refill our energy. Can anybody actually confirm to me how the resting works? Like, do I have to sit here and watch him do this? Clockmaster Slave, what's up, man? Like getting the full story? Yeah, me too. I feel like we've learned a lot of things in those interviews, and although they're a little bit slow for people, I mean, I get something out of it, so I hope some of you guys do. Ot Tutu.
Okay.
Is the Death Stranding local or specific to America? It's worldwide. Okay, we're definitely gonna have a problem crossing up here.